So Lorraine, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I'm delighted to have you here, and thank you very much for freeing up your morning to come and have a chat.
No problem.
And today I just really want to talk to you about your experience in Spain and, you know, your life here and your integration story into your life in Spain over the years, because I think it's quite an inspiring one, especially for people that are watching and listening that have that same plan to eventually uproots, leave the cold UK, Scotland or wherever they're coming from and move to the beautiful Costa del Sol. So take me back to your decision. Why Spain?
Why Spain? Well, originally when William and I thought about, we always wanted to have a place in the sun. And at that time I was in France working, so we were thinking about south of France and we'd started sort of looking there, but we wanted to look at Benalmádena because actually my brother-in-law and his wife were coming here every year, every holiday. And we thought, let's go and see what this place is like. We'd never been to the Costa del Sol at all. So we came for a week, wandered about, stayed in Malaga, came in and out, up and down the coast, and thought, this is really nice, you know. The weather's always amazing. We did another visit in the winter, because we thought, this could be a really nice place to have a holiday home. But we wanted to know that it was going to be busy and have some life about it in the winter. Because,
of course,
you'd want
very
to come
important.
here maybe at Christmas, New Year as well. So we did that and found that it was very busy at Christmas, actually, really busy and lots going on. So then the next time we came, by that point, we decided Spain was definitely a place for us and Benalmádena ideally. So we started to look at properties and we've got in touch with Warner and started to look at what we thought we wanted at first. And then we changed our mind a little and we thought, maybe a 2-bedroom flat. So 2017, we came and we saw about 20 apartments at least, but found the one that we've now retired to.
Amazing.
So that was, seems like a long time ago, but doesn't feel like it, you know.
It does feel like a long time ago. I remember when, you first made the move and bought your apartment, beautiful apartment.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And obviously you were coming over and back then for a number of years before you made the big move.
Well, the big move, Well, I guess we used it as a holiday home. So every holiday we were here, some of my family used it as well. But when COVID happened and we couldn't come here.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
also
right.
we were in London and didn't see much of the family. It sort of made us think, right, when are we going to retire? Because I'd always said, I'm retiring before I'm 60. So that was 2020, took a year or so. But at that point I decided, right, we're definitely retiring, maybe a few years still. But I actually retired in early 2023, and then William retired at the end of that year. And so we've been here since 2024.
Do you feel that the whole experience of having COVID and not being able to get over here, I suppose what you enjoyed, did that really make you evaluate that, look, this is not just holidays for us, this needs to become something permanent?
But I think we always sort of thought, we know we can go there when we eventually retire because we have the place. So it was more of a when, I think, rather than, if. So, but you've also got to think about all your families here and there. Do you really want to go full time to Spain? Or do you want to do the 90 days thing? But no, we decided, no, we're going all in.
Amazing.
So,
amazing.
And did it.
and I really want to home in on that part later with you, because that's going to be so interesting for people watching and listening, because you've done what a lot of people are too afraid to do, if I call it, because there's a lot of bravery and planning that goes into that decision. But before we go there, I'd like to go back a little bit, back to 2017, back to choosing Benalmádena, back to the property search. And you mentioned something interesting there. You viewed 20 properties. What you had in your mind was different to what you thought. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, I think initially we'd been over, we'd stayed around Paloma Park and stuff. And in 1-bedroom apartments generally. So we thought that's what we need, a 1-bedroom apartment. We can come and go whenever. So that's what we looked at, and we focused our search in the sort of main holiday apartment rental area. But very quickly, after about 5 or 6 apartments, we thought, I'm not sure this is quite what we need. We wanted a bit more tranquility, maybe, and not to be right in the thick of it. So we're just enough out, and we said to Warner, let's look somewhere a wee bit out, not so close to all the action. And we found Miramar. Saw quite a few in there, 1 beds, and then thought, now is it a 1 or a 2? So we said, could we look at some 2s? And next day, 4 apartments we looked at, and there was 2 we were comparing, and we ended up with the one we've got.
Amazing.
So,
and what made you kind of make that shift from 1 to 2 bedroom? What was the thinking?
Well, for me, because I've got children, so I thought, if they come to visit, do we really want them sleeping on the couch or on the sofa bed?
I know.
Or do we want a room for them? But also it just gave us a bit more storage, and I do like sewing and painting and stuff, so I wanted to have a space, a little bit extra space, I think.
Totally get it.
Yeah, and when you looked at 1 bed versus 2, okay, it's an extra bedroom, but it just made a difference.
Amazing.
And we thought, just go for that, because longer term, that's probably going to be more suitable in the long term as well. So.
How did you know it was the right property?
Oh, it had a sea view.
Yeah.
And it's not a huge sea view, it's a small sea view like that. But it's open outlook, and we just, I think you just know, don't you? I don't know why that's the case, but you sort of think, yes, this is lovely. And it was very well kept. And although we've renovated it and changed quite a few things, it felt ideal.
Felt good, it's just a
we
feeling.
thought that's the one we would like to be holidaying here in.
Amazing.
Yeah. So luckily we got it as well. So.
And then after that, you were going over and back, holidaying here. Obviously, pandemic came and went. The frequency of being able to come picked up. And then you started to look at it as a permanent move.
Well, because we had sort of agreed roughly when we were going to retire. And so it was okay. So what do we take with us? Because it's all furnished and everything. That was probably tough, having to get rid of everything that you had in the UK, because you don't need it.
No.
And we did bring some stuff over. We got some stuff sent over, like a favourite chair actually, and just small in the scheme of things, because we actually got rid of so much stuff in the UK, because we were moving here permanently. We weren't going back to live anywhere. We weren't keeping a bulk hole. Luckily, I can stay at my mum's when I'm home, so that sort of helped. But yeah, we just thought we love it there so much. I mean, we were coming over for weekends, and working from home on a Friday here, and things coming over on the Thursday night, working from home, straight to the pool at 5 o'clock. So yeah. We knew we would love to be here full time. And I think the most we'd spent here is probably just 3 weeks, maybe.
Okay.
So but we were here lots, so we knew we liked it. And, we've got favourite restaurants and shops and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So then the plan, turned into reality, and you started to work through the visa process. Which was very bureaucratic, lots of paper, a big pile of papers. We've got 3 folders to apply for the visa in Scotland. Then you had to have so I had a checklist of everything we needed, some things you had to apply for, the marriage certificate we had to get from Vegas, which was like, oh my God, how does that work? So, but we worked it out. You eventually work it out, we made mistakes, but we got there in the end, made our appointment at the BLS in Edinburgh, knowing that we had everything that it said on the list, and went. And it was easy. Actually, that appointment, I had a folder for me, a folder for William, and a spare, all the spare copies of everything, just in case. So they took lots of it, and then one form was not the correct form, it had been updated, but they printed it and said sign here, so that was fine. 5 weeks later, we got our passports back with the visas inside. Amazing.
And we were like, oh my God, let's go. So, yeah, it was, looking back, it feels like it was quite easy. It's a lot of paperwork. So one of you needs to do that.
Okay. So
would not both of you.
And you're organised, and I think you strike me as somebody who would
fill in forms.
who's quite good at that. And you guys chose that you would be, the kind of leader with that project, and you took the lead.
Well, William is still working, of course.
Okay.
So yes, absolutely, it was me that did all the working out, what we needed, where to get things from, and when.
Yeah.
Because of the timing of some documents are only valid for 3 months or 6 months. So that was You worked it out. Also, on Facebook, there's a Spanish NLV website that I used a lot.
Okay.
And even here, Spain, what's it called? The Citizens Advice Bureau Spain.
Okay.
Very helpful information once you're here. But that was it. We got the visas. We came here. You still then had to get your Padron and your TIE card. Now that really made us realise in the first few weeks that we were permanently here that we needed to learn some Spanish.
Okay.
So because we would sit down with what we needed, and then they would talk to us in Spanish, and we would be stuck and saying, we learned to say lo siento, no hablo español, and so they weren't always as helpful as, why should they,
I know.
So we always say to anyone coming over, you should learn some of the basics, and always have your Google Translate ready to say, here's what we'd like in Spanish, But we got through it, and the TIE, at that time, TIE appointments were fine.
Yeah.
So we got our first year residency card, and that was
Amazing.
It's official.
Amazing.
So then it was about getting into a routine, because it felt like a holiday. At first we were like, this is great, to go for a walk to the beach, walk along the patio, go up to the shops, have coffee, chat to people, We joined the Intercambio, the language exchange, because we realised we needed to learn Spanish. And we also got a Spanish teacher, Paula. So we're still with her, so we have lessons with Paula a couple of times a week. But you just start to build up who you know, and I'm quite happy to talk to people, but people talk to you as well. And if you're practicing some Spanish, even though it's like just ordering a coffee or a beer, they'll talk to you and they'll say, where are you from, and do you live here, and all that. So all good, but it took a while to sort of shift your mindset from when you've just retired and you've got nothing to do because you're not a member of the gym yet, and you've not got your usual circle of friends. It takes a couple of months, I would say, to get your head into the space that you're retired and you're living here, and this is so get out and enjoy it.
Okay. Was it more of a mentality thing that you almost feel like guilty that you're enjoying yourself too much?
Yeah, it's like you feel like, this is coming to an end, I need to go back to work. It's like when you're getting to the end of 2 weeks and you go, oh gosh, no, we've only one day left. It's like that. You still keep thinking this is going to stop. But eventually, I would say within 2 months, you're appreciating that, no, this is it. And it's just, what you want to do every day. Do you want to go for a walk every day, round the park, along the seafront? Because you can get out every day.
Yeah,
it's
that's
fantastic.
amazing.
That's a huge impact, I think, on probably your mindset as well as your health. Just being able to be out in the sun.
I totally agree.
And even if it's slightly cloudy, it's fine.
You can still get out and about. It's just being able to get out and it's dry, isn't it?
And it's dry. Mm-hmm.
If we go back to those early stages of your new life in Spain, and you're settling in, you're kind of getting used to your daily rhythm of what to do. I hear a lot from people, those early days, they really felt like they were living a holiday. And they found it difficult to get into a routine. They were spending too much money because they were out socialising all of the time. Did you have that same experience?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was one of our neighbours here, who's a Scottish guy, said, well, you come to Spain to live and you'll either be a drunk, a chunk, or a hunk, because you'll either get right into the exercise, be on the beach every day, or you're in the bars, or you're just loving the food, which we do. But so yes, there was that. You're thinking, right, we need to stop this. You can't be going for lunch every day or dinner every night. But it's so cheap here as well.
I know.
So actually, sometimes it feels it's cheaper to just go and eat.
I know.
Than to cook and stuff. So no, we're sort of improving that. It's hard though when you have visitors, which happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they they'd probably expect you to go out with them for dinner quite a few times a week and to come and join in their holiday, which is fine. But now we're at the stage where like, okay, we'll catch you after dinner, let us know where you are and we'll come join you.
You learn your strategies, don't you? Because that does become a very expensive activity when you are on
all the time,
accompanying everyone else on their holiday. And there's almost, I don't know about you, but I found there's almost an expectation that you go with them. Come on, join us.
They'd be nice and invite you as well and saying, right, where do you want to go for dinner tonight? And we're like, oh, you pick. But we're probably going to give it a miss. And it depends. Because now we're here 18 months and we have activities Monday to Friday in the morning. So we can still go out, but we're like, right, time for us to go. We've got to be up in the morning for paddle tennis or a Spanish lesson or whatever.
Amazing, because you've completely made your routine.
We're in a routine, which I like, and I like routine and structure. That if you're not used to that, like William probably has been dragged along.
Okay.
But he enjoys the paddle tennis and stuff. So we enjoy our life here. And it's actually good because it means the weekends are the weekends. It's like, yes, so we don't do anything at the weekends. We don't book anything.
You keep them kind of free.
We keep them free so that we've still got that to look forward to. But that doesn't mean that we don't go out during the week, because we do. More than we should, but it just depends when people are here.
Yeah, no, I totally get it, but that's really interesting. A chunk, a drunk, or a hunk?
Or a hunk, so you're either into the gym and down the beach and
So you kind of have to decide in advance which of the three categories you want to fit into.
And I don't know which we are.
Are you allowed to go?
Bit of each, and I think we sort of,
That's brilliant. I've not actually heard that one before, but that's so good. Tell me a little bit then around, because I know you've joined your Intercambio, you have your Spanish classes. I bumped into you the other day going off to paddle. I always see on social media that you're travelling to new destinations in Spain, which is absolutely amazing. I think it's brilliant. I really feel that like you have immersed yourself into the community. Now, lately, a lot of people that are working with us to move over, they are a little bit afraid because they're seeing media reports that foreigners aren't welcome abroad. Have you had any resistance, to being here?
Not here. I know that you've seen the same reports for certain places. But no, absolutely not. I mean, the Spanish people are so welcoming. And I mean, we've joined the language exchange, has nationalities, all nationalities. So some people are there to improve their English, others are there to improve their Spanish. And everyone's got helpful advice. That's what we found immediately, especially Intercambio. That was the one we went to first. And then there's all different people come. It's not very structured, but it's very good for integrating and just meeting some people. And we heard about the 103 bus there and what form to get. And it's just things that you don't know about, that you hear. And you go, oh, right, I couldn't have known about that. And you don't. I mean, some of the social media, Facebook pages mention things like that. But they were very helpful. And the University of the Third Age, so especially if you're retired and English speaking, so any nationality, they have lots of activities, and it's Fuengirola branch, and so a lot of it's in Fuengirola, which is very easy to get. But the more people you meet and then you chat to, you just learn more and more, and then they say, oh, did you know about this? Did you know about that? I mean, and also you just go up to Arroyo, and at the weekend there's usually something on at Mosquito Square. It was Argentina weekend last weekend, then it was the Chilean celebrations the weekend before. Fuengirola's got their feria just now. There is something going on all the time. So it is very much just putting yourself out there.
It's very diverse.
Going to something, even if it's the Intercambio, you don't need to go all the time. It's not a commitment. It's just a meeting place. And then we join the paddle club, so we see a lot of the same people every week. And if you've got questions about anything, you say, how do you get on with medical appointments? How do you get a GP appointment and stuff like that? So we've integrated. I would say it's gradual. It doesn't happen overnight, but you've got to keep going out there and meeting new people, I suppose.
Putting yourself out there, really.
Yeah, definitely, because if you don't speak to other people, you don't hear. And quite often people hear us talking and say, oh, hello, you're from Scotland, are you? You know, and then you get into a conversation. Are you living here? You're just on holiday. So people are very friendly here. There's we've not had anything that's suggested to us that we shouldn't be here. No, nothing at all.
Absolutely.
And even with the process for the non-lucrative visa, the renewals, that was quite difficult.
Okay.
But it's a process and it's for immigration, so you've got to go through it, and you just have to, if you can't work it out yourself, you find someone that knows the process and get them to do it for you. So
absolutely.
That's what we ended up doing for the renewal.
Okay, so I've 2 questions I need to remember now to ask you that second one. So I'm just really curious from your point of view, you know, if somebody's watching or listening and they're thinking about their move and they're maybe shy, or that, you know, they're not maybe that outgoing, or they're concerned about that social element, would you have any advice for them in terms of how to get started with mixing with people over here?
Well, I mean, if you're here in Benalmádena, you just go up the street. You know, it's like when you're young, I'm going up the street. Go up the street, or you go down to the Paseo and you have a seat in a bar and you have a coffee or a beer or a cola and you watch the world go by, and people will talk to you.
Yeah.
But you do have to be a bit brave, I would say. You can't stay in all the time. You know, you wouldn't. I think you've just got to be a bit brave, you know, and just ask people things most. And here, there's a lot of English spoken.
Yes.
All the waiters and the shopkeepers. So you can come here and not do Spanish. I mean, you don't need to. Because most people do speak English as well. If you want to travel in Spain, that's a different matter. But no, and I think people are so helpful. It's like you'll ask a question and then you into a conversation. It's not a yes or no, or you get the bus there. It's all right, so where are you going?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Do you live here? Do you know where you're going? Do you need directions? So no, it's people are helpful.
Totally agree.
But you do have to, you've got to sort of start by being out there.
I completely agree with you. People are really warm here, and we get asked a lot about, are we still welcome? Absolutely. But I agree with what you said. You do have to put yourself out there. So, you know, mindset is a big thing. You kind of have to commit to yourself about, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to mix. I'm going to get to know people.
Yeah, today I'm going to go to the supermarket and I'm going to chat to the lady at the titter. I'm going to ask about some of the fruit and stuff, you know, it just... But we tended to, it's like at the pensionista where the Intercambio is, there's a bar area, so you have a coffee. And there's always people around, so it's a case of saying, oh, hello. And just that, I mean, I don't have a problem. That's the issue. I'm quite outgoing, I suppose. I'm not shy.
Okay.
But the more you are at things, then there's quiet, you know, reserved people there as well, who you eventually talk, when you're talking about a certain subject, suddenly, you know, they're interested.
They're interested.
And there are libraries here, there's pétanque clubs, there's, if you find, you know, if there's an interest, either in the University of the Third Age, the UDA, or the local Ayuntamiento stuff, the Innova, there's a huge library with a whole English section. And you'll meet people there as well, and just by being out there, you'll meet people and strike up conversations. Well, we chat people like me, and you know. Yeah,
of course, people that are on the same journey, that are in the community, and you know want to be in the
fellow
community.
expats. Love to hear about how, especially with the visa thing, because lots of people were here before Brexit, and they've got their process. And then they're like, oh, you're on the visa. Oh, how is that? Oh, that seems really difficult. So, and we're like, nah, it is, but it's a process.
Yeah.
And you just have to commit to the process and work it out, or get help to work it out. So
back to the visas. So the first one, you felt it was achievable. You went on it alone. The renewal, you got some help. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, the renewal, so you do your first year visa, you get from Edinburgh. You come here, you register, and you get your residencia card from the police, TIE. Then 1 year later, you have to renew that, and you renew for years 2 and 3. So when you read up on the Spanish government website about it, it's about renewing your visa, but then there's also about getting a new tarjeta of identity for foreigners, the TIE card. And it actually struck me that it doesn't really, there's nowhere said you've got to renew your visa first.
Okay.
Then you get your TIE card. Because you can be looking at all this stuff and it's about how you get your TIE and your padron and stuff like that. Not about renew the visa, then get your TIE card. So that was the first thing. It's not just renewing your TIE, you're renewing your visa. And that then allows you to get a new TIE card for the next 2 years.
Okay.
And then we'll do the same again. The stumbling block I had, apart from, realising that it's visa first, then the TIE, the system all changed in May. They had lots of new rules that the Spanish government brought in. And not tons of new rules, just everything has to be online through their system. And the fees were all being changed, but there wasn't the new fee, there wasn't the old fee, there was just a pending. But if you didn't know that that's why you couldn't get in to pay it, you're thinking, I'm doing something wrong with the system, So we looked on YouTube videos, but I think the problem was most people had done it before these changes came in. So we did eventually, so I had everything we needed. Again, you work out your checklist for the visa, get an appointment to renew the visa, which then changed to, no, you have to just upload it. And once you're approved, then you go and get a TIE appointment and do that. So we actually sort of having everything ready, but being stuck on the system and finding it very difficult to get through. We then got in touch with a hair store.
To give you some support.
He just submitted it all the next day,
Brilliant. But I think that's a very important point for people. There's no shame in getting help.
Oh no, because I was adamant, no, we can do this ourselves.
Of course.
But you know what? It was a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Of course
once
it was.
we'd given our stuff to Frank. And he said, right, that's them. They're in, submitted.
Of course.
So then it's just waiting. And I think there's problems with the appointments at the moment. There has been for a while. There's more demand than there are appointments. So the hair stores work it out. They
figure it out
for you.
Yeah. I know for me now, I'm pretty organised, but I've no patience. So I'd have to get help with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of great people out there and great services out there that can help people through it if they just don't really feel that it's something that they want to go at alone.
And actually, if you think, I don't want the hassle, I'd probably say just get enlist with a hair store straight away before your renewals. Or even when you come here to get your TIE and stuff, they come with you to the appointment.
Of course.
And then they do all the talking. So
for you, yeah.
Yeah. So it's they're a godsend.
Yeah, you just feel, often people just feel a bit more comfortable. That's sometimes
an expert.
Yeah, exactly.
An expert.
Exactly. Amazing. So,
like when we bought our flat, we got the expert, Lorna.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's plenty of, experts out there that want to help people to make their life easier, 100%. Tell me now, what is the biggest joy of living here as a couple?
It's the weather and being able to be out every day and being surrounded by fabulous restaurants, bars, people. Yeah. Everywhere they're so nice. It's amazing.
I know.
Yeah, no, we just love that we can, you're not thinking, oh, is it going to be sunny tomorrow? It's going to be sunny tomorrow. And it's just lovely. I mean, it's everything we hoped for. I think it's what we wanted. And it's become, and it's exceeded our expectations because, William didn't do any sports.
Okay.
He's playing paddle tennis 3 times a week now. That's brilliant. Now it's with people who are retired like us, so it's not too competitive and it's just a lot of fun and the people are really nice. But he's loving it. And it gives us purpose. And then in the afternoon, if we want to go for a walk along the Paseo, we can. If we want to stay in and catch up on a TV series, that we can. It's just, Yeah, it's ideal. And where we are, we don't have a car yet. I don't know if we ever will.
Yeah.
But the trains, the buses are fantastic.
So close.
And very cheap.
Yeah, no, they are. They're really good. And that's Benalmádena as a location. I keep saying it, the train line. We're so blessed here because you're so close to the airport.
Yeah, I mean, 12 minutes in the taxi from the airport to our flat, and
it's unbelievable.
Fabulous.
Yeah, it really, really is.
Or you can get the train, it's fine.
Absolutely. No,
it's a great hub. And actually, we've been along the coast a few times, gone to Cadiz and Tarifa. There's so many places you can go from Malaga as well, actually. And even along the other coast, the east coast to Nerja, other places. So if you like to get out and about, there's lots of walking groups. There's walkie-talkies and walking groups that people can join, because that's quite often something that people want to do, see the countryside and different places. So.
It really is amazing. I talk about it so much, but I think that people don't always believe me.
I know. I don't know,
because they're like, I'm trying to sell something, but it is an amazing place to live.
Yeah, it's fabulous. I mean, I think in Fuengirola is very flat, isn't it? Whereas Benalmádena is on a hill. But that means that sometimes you have to walk up a hill, and it's probably better for you.
Yeah.
But equally, you can walk along the flat, get the bus, and it'll take you up the hill.
Absolutely.
So,
but also, I know you guys love to travel, and I know that you've taken advantage of, being so close to Malaga and being able to tour other cities and that. How has that experience been?
Absolutely fine. I mean, we need, within Europe, it's the Schengen zone, so you have to take your passport. We wondered if TIE would be enough. But I think the safest bet, always take your passport and your TIE. But it's easy.
Yeah.
And the flight prices are
so
quite
cheap.
cheap. I mean, we went to Italy with Ryanair straight to Rome. We've been up to the north of Spain a lot. Some are direct, some you can go via Madrid. It's easy. And the trains are good, actually.
Yeah, they're
amazing. Trains are very good in Europe.
Amazing.
So, we like to travel, but we always like to get back to here. We're always comparing. Yeah. Whenever we go, we compare with Benalmádena now, because this is home. And, even when we go to Australia, where my daughter lives and my brother, we're like, no, Benalmádena is better, because it's
we do that
easier for the UK, for me to go home and visit. And it's just, everything's better.
And I hate saying this.
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
It's sunnier.
100%. I hate saying this, but I feel like every time we go away, because it is so good here, I'm always going to places that are probably lovely and lovely and beautiful. Yeah. But I'm like, I've enough now after 3 days, because we're so spoilt where we live. Yeah. And I think people think I'm just being bossy, but it's so true.
It is so much less expensive.
Yeah,
everywhere we were in Italy a few weeks ago, and everything's more expensive. It's a fabulous place, but after a few days in Rome, we're like, right, we could just be going home now at Benalmádena. But we went to Florence, which was lovely. A few more days in Florence. But always comparing. The Italian food here is fantastic. So I'd say no, Unico still do the best pizza. And Bottega do the best this and that. I mean, honestly, we compare everything with here now. So there, you've heard it. If you want the best Italian food, you need to come to Benalmádena. I hope we've no Italian listeners that are going to go get offended over that. But you're completely right. It's really, really hard to find what we have here outside of Benalmádena. So I completely agree. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you, Lorraine. Likewise.
And I think there's so much value here for people listening to learn from your experience. So thank you for sharing. Do you have any final words of wisdom that you'd like to share with people watching, people listening, that they should think about?
Well, sometimes we say, don't tell people about Benalmádena, because then it'll get too busy, and, but
Is it William that says that?
Yeah. Did you know? No, I think it's just, if you're thinking about it, just do it. Because if you wait in 5 years' time, the house prices will be up again, and you'll be saying we should have done it then. I mean, we say we should have done it earlier, but we didn't know about it. As soon as we knew about it, we did it. I think you've just got to go for it. There's nothing to lose, and actually you'll probably love it as we do, I would think. Yeah,
Amazing.
I can't, just go for it. Be brave.
So there you have it. Be brave, no regrets.
No
Don't
regrets.
wait. That's the key message
Yeah.
here. Do it now. Thank you for watching.